Today, we're going to step inside a single moment in history, a moment with absolutely devastating, world-changing consequences. We're going to walk through Vikram Seth's incredibly powerful poem, A Doctor's Journal Entry, which gives us this intimate, first-hand account of the atomic bomb falling on Hiroshima. Let's dive in.
So the poem is framed exactly like the title says. It's a journal entry from a Japanese doctor. This isn't some high-level overview from a history book, right? This is a deeply personal story of survival, told second by second, from the exact moment the world changed forever.
The day begins with this profound sense of peace. The doctor's just waking up, he's half-dressed, totally relaxed. He's just looking out his window, enjoying the simple beauty of the morning. It's the absolute, total normalcy of this moment that makes what comes next so utterly horrifying.
He is completely at ease, just admiring the play of light and shadow on the leaves. There is absolutely zero hint of the catastrophe that's about to unfold. The irony is just gut-wrenching, isn't it? In just a few seconds, this serene, beautiful world will be completely gone.
And then everything shatters. The very first sign of disaster is this brilliant, blinding light. The doctor, in his confusion, his mind is racing to try and rationalize it. He wonders for just a split second if they're magnesium flares, something familiar from the war, but he barely even has time to form the thought.
And then, immediate, total annihilation. His entire home, the roof, the walls, and in his perception, the entire world just comes apart. It collapses into this swirl of dust and wood and rubble. In all that chaos, he's gravely injured. His clothes have literally vanished, his thigh is mangled with a splinter sticking out, and he's bleeding from his side and his cheek. But look at his reaction. He removes a piece of glass detachedly. He's in such profound shock that he's assessing his own horrific injuries almost like they belong to someone else.
As that initial shock clears for just a second, his first thought isn't for himself, it's for his wife. He panics, shouting her name, Yeko-san, his fear for her life completely overriding his own pain.
And then she appears, pale, bloody, and terrified, clutching her injured elbow. And in that moment, despite his own life-threatening wounds, his immediate instinct is to comfort her, to protect her. He tells her they'll be fine and just urges her to escape with him.
So somehow they manage to get out of the ruins of their home and into the street. But their escape is immediately blocked by yet another horror. They've tripped over a human head, severed from its body. And the doctor's reaction? He apologizes. It's this moment of politeness that is so out of place, so completely surreal that it perfectly captures the depth of his shock and disorientation.
The doctor's horrifying discovery was just one personal nightmare among so many others. To understand the full scale of this tragedy, just look at this number. By August of 1946, the number of civilian deaths recorded from this single act was over 118,000.
At this point, the doctor's body just begins to fail him. His legs give out, and he collapses. He's seized by this desperate, overwhelming thirst. Realizing he can't go on, he makes the absolutely heartbreaking decision to send his wife ahead to the hospital by herself. And when she's gone, he says, a dreadful loneliness sets in.
As he lies there, he begins to see the other survivors. But they're not really described as people anymore, are they? They are shadowy forms. They're ghosts, scarecrows. They're moving in this silent, almost zombie-like procession, too shocked and too injured to even speak.
The doctor notices something really strange, something he can't immediately make sense of. All the survivors are walking in the same peculiar way, holding their arms straight out in front of them. Why? What is going on?
Well, this detail reveals the true level of agony they were all in. The heat from the blast had burned their skin so badly that they had to hold their arms out. Why? To prevent the raw, burned flesh from chafing against their own bodies, which caused just unbearable pain.
So the doctor is slowly processing all these bizarre details of the attack. He first realizes he's naked, but feels no shame about it. Then he sees a naked woman and child, and his disoriented mind is just grasping for an explanation. He wonders, maybe they were taking a bath. It's only after seeing another naked man that the truth finally dawns on him. The force of the blast itself had stripped them all.
He then sees an old woman on the ground. Her face is a mask of pure agony, but she is completely silent. This single image introduces one of the most haunting themes of the entire poem.
Perhaps the most haunting detail of the aftermath wasn't the sound of screaming, but the exact opposite.
a profound, unnatural quiet. The survivors were so deeply in shock, their pain was so immense that there were no cries, no words, just this silent, wordless, dumb suffering.
Now, some critics have suggested that the physical nakedness of the victims symbolizes something much deeper. They call it moral nakedness. This idea that the act of dropping the bomb stripped away any pretense of humanity from those who ordered it, exposing a profound inhumanity for the world to see.
And that brings us to our final question, really. The poem gives us this visceral, unforgettable account of what happened to bodies, to clothes, to buildings, but it forces us to ask a much, much larger question. Beyond the physical, what does an act like this strip away from humanity itself?